Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So, welcome to the very first episode of Navigating Success with Haseeb. And I will just shortly start with a little bit introduction of this sessions, what we are actually planning. So, our purpose is very simple in these all sessions that we will be carrying out throughout this year in 2023. So our purpose is very simple. It is all in three simple words. That is eliminating growth pains. So in short, we will be focusing on all the areas where sellers are facing issues, or where freelancers like us and the agency or owners are facing issues. So we will be talking about all these things in this series. So stay connected throughout the year, and we will be getting, like, I will try my best to have sessions each week. So in this very first episode, I'm here with Zeeshan Jalil. I'm sure all of you guys know him more than me. So he's the CEO of Ecom Fleet, and I would like him to start about a little bit intro of his side. I'm sure most of you guys know him, but let's carry out what Zishan has to say. So Zishan, the stage is yours, and you can start with your words.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and Hasib, thank you for having me today. Uh, so my intro is I started back in 2017, this Amazon thing, and before that I was doing the manufacturing because I belongs to Wazirabad, so the popular product is like chaku churiya, the knives, and I was into it as well. So I was manufacturing and exporting Damascus knives, which are like hobby-based product, and it is really popular in the USA, UK, and Germany, and all over the world. So I was actually put myself into Amazon because I wanted to scale that my manufacturing business. But later on, I have realized that there is so much potential uh, out of this knives business. So I totally shifted my focus from manufacturing to this Amazon selling. And then I started learning the stuff. I started teaching the stuff, and back in I mean it's about 1.5 year I'm running my own agency with the name of Ecom Fleet, and now I am totally I have like all my focus on this agency space, getting clients, growing my agency, growing my learning, and growing my team. So that's a short intro.
Yeah, thank you, Zishan, for giving this intro. So let me ask you one question here. So, like, I'm seeing most of the guys, they are transitioning now from like freelancer stage to an as an agency stage. So I want to know, like, exactly what steps you covered before you embark on that journey of, starting your own services agency. So, like, what is that turning point where one can think of starting an agency and completely shifting from a freelancing stuff to that agency part? So what was that part when you decided that, and like how one can think about that if he's transitioning?
Yeah, so Hasib, I would suggest like there are 5 stages of learning. So I would uh, heavily force these 5 stages uh, to anyone else. Like you can follow these in any area of your learning. So the first thing is like free. Learning is free. You can learn from the Google. You can learn from the YouTube, and like you owe them the time and they owe you the information. So this is the first stage. Second stage is paid. Like everything is not free. तो अगर आपको कोई ये कहता है कि जी सब कुछ यूट्यूब पे मिल जाता है और सब कुछ जो है वो फ्रीली अवेलेबल है, आपको कुछ भी पे करके लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, तो दैट्स बीएस फॉर मी। ऐसा नहीं होता रियल लाइफ में। You have to pay in order to get like more refined, you can say, information. Or learning can be in terms of paid, can be in terms of money, and paid can be in terms of time. So either you have to invest your money, or either you have to invest your time, or both. So who wants to learn quickly and implement quickly, and थोड़ी जो तेज भागना चाहते हैं, they have to invest both things. They have to invest money and they have to invest time as well. So the second stage is paid. पेड में ये मैं ज़रूर कहूँगा कि जिससे आप सीख रहे हैं, मेक श्योर दे हैव द क्वालिटी स्टफ, देयर बैकग्राउंड इज़ क्लीन, or you can say their own learning is really good. What they are teaching, they are actually practicing that. So these are the important things you need to actually check on them.
Yeah, it should
And
be followed by some, like, someone who is already selling or has some experience in that phase.
yeah, yeah. So अगर कोई आपको लग रहा है कि जी 6 माह में उसने कोर्स किया है, then he has started teaching that stuff. So to be honest, he is not. क्योंकि whoever is an expert, like you need to ask the questions to them. The very first question I would ask that how many failures you have faced. तो अगर वो बोले कि जी नहीं मेरा सक्सेस रेट जो है वो मतलब इट्स रियली गुड और मैंने फेलियर फेस नहीं किया, तो ही इज नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट एट ऑल। क्योंकि आप फेलियर्स को फेस किए बगैर जो है वो एक्सपर्ट बन ही नहीं सकते। You need to face few failures in any journey. Like it can be an Amazon or it can be any other field. And the third stage is practice. Whatever you have learned, practice it. Whatever you have learned for free, whatever you have learned for like paid, practice it. So this is the third stage. Fourth stage is work with someone who is more experienced than you. सो देयर एक स्टेज आएगी कि आप जो है स्टक हो जाएंगे, देन यू नीड
Okay.
समवन हु इज मोर एक्सपीरियंस देन यू, जो कि आप उसको उस लूप से निकाल सके। एंड द फिफ्थ स्टेज इज द नेटवर्किंग। Network with the people, network with the like-minded people, eliminate the people who are around you just to pull you down. So work with and network with the people who are more experienced than you, who are more successful than you. So these are the 5 stages of learning. So coming back to your original question, uh, you have to give at least 1 year to your learning, minimum 1 year. आप फ्रीलांसिंग में रहें, ठीक है, आप जो स्किल है कोई भी अमेजोन या वट एवर यू आर गोइंग आफ्टर, learn it, ठीक है, practice it, at least work with someone who is more experienced than you for a couple of weeks or a month or a couple of months. So the minimum side is like 1 year. I do not believe कि एक ईयर से पहले कोई कोई स्किल जो है वो बहुत अच्छी जो है वो सीख सकता है, नहीं।
Mm.
यू एक एक साल तो आपको चाहिए ही चाहिए। फिर after 1 year, practice it as a freelancer for at least 6 months or 1 year. So you can have an idea how to tackle clients. You can have idea how to manage the workload. You can have idea how to manage the finance part, or form an agency once you are maxed out. Like uh, go for an agency or hiring more people once you are maxed out, like at that point जहाँ पे आपको लगे कि नहीं यार आप मेरे से मैनेज नहीं हो रहा, I know I can bring clients, I know I can bring more work, but it is really hard to manage individually. Then hire more people and form a micro agency or whatever agency you are planning to do. So this is how I actually look into it. You need at least 2 years, to be honest. If you are going right away into agency, I'm sorry, you are going to face too many hurdles. I wouldn't say failure because it
Yeah.
will be a bit rude, but there will be too many hurdles to क्योंकि I have personally seen people like they do not know how to manage their pocket money and they are forming an agency. So that is a bitter truth, but you have to face it.
I think that was a really good sum up of our discussion. Now, how to take from like stage zero to success. So I have a follow-up question here. So, for example, like if I am experienced in some skill, let's say PPC. So should I start building agency in that specific skill, or should I partner with someone, or in the early stage, what should be my my route? I should just start in that specific niche, or should I start building horizontally and transfer partnership, or learn, or you can say onboard multiple people of different skills and then build the agency? So what should be like the best decision? Grow vertically on one skill and then grow horizontally, or start with horizontal part?
So, like what I have seen now and what I am practically doing it, and currently the in the previous like years, I have seen you have to be niche specific. Like if you are doing PPC, then you have to keep mastering the PPC skill. But recently, I have seen a big change. Like you have to cover up few other niches as well inside your agency. क्योंकि if a client is coming to you and asking you to manage his PPC, he must have some work for the copywriting as well. He must have some work for the images as well. He must have some work for the Shopify as well. He must have some work for the digital marketing as well. So, but yeah, start with one. Like I will not recommend going everything at one side, but start with one, master that skill, and then start offering a few other services as well inside your agency. Don't just keep your agency specifically to the PPC. If you know you are good at it and you have some really good people, you have some really good processes and SOPs, then start looking for another service to add into it. Uh, because you are leaving the money on the table by not offering by not offering the other services to your clients.
Makes sense. It completely makes sense. Like there might be some client who wants to uh, run some other channel for sales, so you should have that at your end. But in start, you have to focus on like what expertise you have in one skill, and then with time you should expand horizontally. So I
Yeah.
think that was yeah, I completely understand that part. So coming back to another question. So we have like, I was the person who heard the word aggregator first time by looking at Ecom Fleet.
Mm.
So I would like to know like how you came into contact with an aggregator, or you can say a foreign agency, and how you build that partnership and start working with them, and like how challenging it was and what led you to that. So that will be like, most of the audience is interested in knowing that part.
Yes, so there is no secret sauce to be honest to this. I was looking into more information. Like I was looking to learn more, and that my learning desire, you can say, uh, contacted me to the Howard, the owner of the professor of Amazon. So I contacted him and I asked him, and I actually worked with him on a couple of things, uh, to be honest, which I cannot disclose. And that made our relationship, business relationship, so strong. So I kept asking him questions, and I kept asking him few things, and then we come up with the collaboration. So this is how it went, but it cost it costed me like a lot. That was not free. That was not like just you are contacting someone and he is ready to take you in. So, and to be honest, the level Howard has, he actually sees something uh, on the other person to get, like, he to get the value, you can say. So I provided the value, and he actually he provided the value as well. So we came up with the collaboration, and the collaboration is still going on. And this collaboration uh, made us made this collaboration, you can say, opened the world of aggregators actually. So this is how I like put myself into the agency collaboration space and to the aggregator space.
To be honest, I'm like we have talked in past, but I came to know about this right now, and I can feel the excitement of it, and how great it is to work within a big company and to experiment with a lot of things, and where you don't have to think about budgets and all that stuff, and you have multiple tools at your hand to play with it, and create automations and all that stuff. So I think that is something great as well. Coming to the other part, where I want to discuss about three specific areas of a business. So we have three areas, like business development, human resource, and finance. So I will first start with the business development part. And as I said earlier, like when we are transitioning from freelance to an agency stage, so there is a little hurdle. Like we have some clients that are, they are happy working with us in a personal space, but when you tell them that now I have an agency, and so there is like a little bit, you can say they are a little bit shocked with that decision of you, and they think, because they might have some a bad experience in past with an agency, and they think that the same will happen with them again. So I think what will be your suggestion when we are hello,
Yeah, yeah, I can hear
can
you
you hear
now.
me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so yeah, my question was, so when we are transitioning from freelance to agency, so what checklist or what kind of things we have to prepare for the clients, or what material we should have, so that we can tell them that we are the right ones. And if I am delegating my task to a team, I will make sure that it will happen on time and everything will run as smooth as when you were working with me. So what exactly will be your suggestion in this case?
Yes, so actually it will work according to the client nature. So whatever I'm going to say uh, will not, you can say, uh, will not be implemented into every situation. But yes, if you ask me about how I did it or how I am going to do it next time, so I will be launching an agency on a platform where my clients can see it. So if they are using Facebook, or if they are on WhatsApp, or if they are on any other social media, then I will be simply launching my agency. Like, okay, I have started this agency. So they have seen that. And to be honest, the Gora people, the Gora clients जो है उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They are actually happy कि आपने जो है वो ये एक बड़ा कदम अपनी जिंदगी का लिया है. So I don't believe this is a big problem for anyone. But if the people are facing problem, then then make sure you are dealing those clients personally. क्योंकि once you form agency, are hiring, you might be hiring a PPC manager or a brand manager in the start. So and you are delegating very few tasks to them. एजेंसी फॉर्म करते ही जो है वो आप अपने क्लाइंट्स को जो है वो हैंड ओवर नहीं कर देते to your team. So
Yeah.
initially you have to take it over. You have to keep working with your clients कि हाँ भाई ऐसे चल रहा है ये चल रहा है ठीक है and keep it slow. So whenever a client is asked about it, like yeah, my guy is working on it, but on the final round, I am actually the one who is looking into it and who is giving a final version to whatever I present you. So that makes them feel happy and confident, हाँ यार कि he is the one who is responsible for the final version. So I am happy with it. So that's
Yeah.
how you
So
slowly transition everything to your team and makes the keep the client happy as well.
yeah. So like when I was in that stage, like still I am in that stage. You can say I am a bit, you can say unsatisfied whenever I am delivering something. Like, I trust my team completely, but whenever like the final thing is transitioning to the client, I am always there to, keep an eye and check again and again. So I think you have pointed the main pain point. Like, we have to take care of those clients quite critically because they are used to work with us. So there might be some margin of error because the way we are trained is different and the time we have spent, manager will not have that much expertise. So we should come in at the final stage and then deliver the work. So completely agree on that point. Okay. Another, like I would simply, this was one thing that I have heard from multiple people right now in the community regarding business development. Other question like I would like to ask is, what are your main, you can say, three specific areas where an agency should focus when they are growing the agency? So like top business development areas that you want an agency to focus on if they are developing uh, developing, you can say, a pipeline of clients in the longer run.
Hmm. So the business development should be, if you are really good at it, being an owner, then you can do it yourself. But if you accept the reality that you are not a good business developer, then hire someone for it who is an expert in this area. So this is going to be the number one thing I would recommend to anyone. If they can afford, then go for a business development or a sales specialist, so they can have some free time to plan something else, to grow their agency into some other areas maybe. So this is the very first thing, like I would recommend, like don't be a jack of all trades and master of none. So instead hire someone who is really good at it. If they are not looking to do it, then at least do content marketing uh, uh, on social medias. And the third thing is do some funneling inside your agency, like hire a email marketing specialist or any other like digital marketing specialist who can design some kind of funnel uh, inside your agency through email marketing or through digital marketing. And that's how you approach this thing, I believe.
um, One area that I'm seeing like most of the people are focusing right now is developing collaborations and partnerships with the foreign agencies and tool providers or either service providers. So I have seen like you have carried out a series of sessions earlier in 2022. So what will be your suggestion on planning that part, like how you can contact or get in collaboration with all these agencies, and at the back end what should you prepare at first so that they, when you approach someone, they will be happy to answer back to you or they will respond to your email. So what will be your suggestion in that cross marketing area, and how we can create some offer from our side and then uh, take back some take back something from them as well?
Yeah, so the very first thing I would suggest, be available on the social media, like do some posting regularly for a couple of months, I would say. The second suggestion is going to be like that's how I did it actually. So I am explaining like how I did it. The second thing is get all the certifications you can see on some really good agencies. For example, the Amazon ads certifications, Helium 10 certifications, get into Helium 10 directory. So, and there are a couple of other certifications you can see all on all the really good agencies. Get those certifications and put up those certifications on your website as well. and then prepare some sort of proposal in which you explain who you are, what you can do, and what you can offer actually. So in that you have to put the updated portfolio. So you have to have some sort of portfolio with you as well, in terms of screenshots, in terms of videos, in terms of like sellable screenshots or whatever. Like you have to have some data to show them, and it has to be the latest data, not the 6 months or 1 year old screenshots. No, that's not going to work. So you have to have some sort of portfolio with you, and if you can get, then get some testimonials from your current clients as well. So that would help a lot. And then approach to the agency or whatever person you want to approach, and show them, okay, this is how we are doing it, and we want to collaborate you on some of the services. This is the specific service we are really good at, for example PPC. We are really good at it, and let's jump on a call and I can show you how we are doing it. So the very first thing is to get a shortest possible yes, कि वो आपके साथ जो है वो कॉल पे आ जाए. Just throw your calendar into that email as well, so they can like just pick the time, uh, and just jump on a call with them and show them whatever you are doing live. Like, okay, how this is how we are doing it. These are the processes we have made, and these are the tools we are using. So this is how I actually did it, and it helped me a lot. And one more very very important thing I would like to share is, if you want to learn, and if you want to experience, and if you want to be more uh, if you want to be more like responsible, or no, responsible wouldn't be a good matlab, if you want to be more, what should I say, okay. So
Yeah, I think
मतलब मेरा कहने का, या मतलब मेरे कहने का मतलब ये कि अगर आपको ज्यादा सीखना है, ठीक है, डिसिप्लिन, सॉरी, डिसिप्लिन जेन में नहीं था रहा वर्ड. सो अगर आपको ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन होना है, देन गो फॉर दीज टाइप ऑफ कोलैबोरेशंस, क्योंकि
yeah,
दे पुट रियली मोर स्ट्रेस ऑन यू. ठीक है, तो वो आपको काम देते हैं, दे पुट अ प्रेशर ऑन यू, यू हैव टू डिलीवर एवरीथिंग ऑन टाइम. So if you want to be more disciplined, then go for it. But and if you want to learn more things, new things, then go for it. If you want to make money, then this is not a really good option, to be honest. So if you want
great to
to
hear that.
make
Yeah,
yeah, if you want to make money, then look for the individual clients जो कि direct हों आपके साथ.
great. I think you really summed that up. And I would like to add something here. Like this week, I was in a session, and there was someone was explaining that we as a Pakistani are good when we are working individually, but whenever it comes to a teamwork, it is quite hard to manage us. Like I think you should have seen that in all big aggregators and agencies. We are good while working in an individual capacity, but we see like Indians and Filipinos, they are very good at when it comes to team, and when it comes to following the processes and things. So I think I would just like to add that point, that we need to start developing our skills while working as a team as well, and increase, or you can say, start collaborating with all these players in the market to learn how we can be disciplined more and be responsible more, so that in the longer run we can multiply our skills, and in short it can bring in more revenue as compared to an individual person. So I think you will agree on that.
Yeah, actually, I do agree with it. Uh, uh, Individually, you are your own boss, and when it comes to a teamwork, like सब जो है वो कहते हैं कि मैं ही 30 मार खाऊं. So that's made a problem while working with the team. So being an agency owner, you have to learn the people management as well. Like there are so many things. Being an agency owner, you have to learn from scratch. People management, financing, marketing, growth, planning. Like there are so many things. So it is really not easy कि आप एक एजेंसी फॉर्म करने जा रहे हैं and you will like get into the top within 2 or 3 months or 6 months. No, it's really not easy to being an agency owner and to form an agency and to run an agency and to grow an agency. It is really not easy. It is really difficult. So you have to make up your mind. Once I get into this, then you need at least 2 years to actually uh, get out something from it. तो अगर आप कहते हैं कि जी आज मैं घुसा और 6 महीने बाद मैं पैसे बना रहा हूँ, मिलियनेयर हूँ, तो दैट इज रियली नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. आपको जो है वो तनख्वाह पे ही चलना है कम से कम 2 साल. तो आपको
Yeah.
अपनी एजेंसी से ही तनख्वाह लेनी है, ठीक है, सैलरी लेनी है, जो कि आपकी किचन और सारा कुछ जो है वो चलाएगी. जो आप बाकी का अर्न करेंगे, यू हैव टू पुट इट बैक इनटू एजेंसी इन ऑर्डर टू ग्रो. So that's how it actually looks like.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this realistic side of agency. Like हम कहते हैं कि मैं agency owner हूँ या I'm the founder of this and this, but at the back end, like it is quite hard to at the end of the month when you have to pay huge checks either for your office or for your staff. So it is really a big challenge, and you have to stay a little bit in your control while dealing with the people, and you have to understand your team as well. So this will bring me to my human resource part. And most of the agencies are struggling with like, should I hire an experienced person, or should I go for training a person, taking him from internship level and then putting him in some top roles, or like developing him gradually, you can say. So I think you already cleared that question in that we have to hire some professional for some skills like business development. But let's say my agency is working on PPC management. So how can I, I will need like both things. I will need an experienced person, as well as I will need someone whom I can train from start and then like build him to the top levels of management. So in terms of developing your talent, or you can say managing your systems, how do you carry out that at Ecom Fleet, and what kind of training program you have in place? Like I'm really curious to know about that, and I think the audience is really interested in that.
Yeah, so like hiring people, I would suggest it totally depends, like it totally depends on your current situation. Like if you have a really good clients, if you have high paying clients, then you can go for experienced people. So the very first 2 or 3, or you can say 5 hirings should be really good people. So and you can pay really good salary to them, and next, and then you can hire some internees, you can say, to actually grow your team. But to hire an internees, you really need to have some sort of processes in your agency,
Yeah.
so that their onboarding process is quite will be smooth. So this is like how I look into it. Being an agency owner, if you are really good at finances, you are getting money, then just take out your salary and put everything back and hire more people who has good experience, because the team is going to make you, and you have to invest on them. So this is
Yeah.
going to be my first suggestion. Uh, and when it comes to the learning process, like This is what I have experienced personally. There are a lot of agency owners I have met who are struggling with employee retention rate.
Yeah, I was coming
So
to that.
how, yeah, so how I am doing it as like being an agency owner, I am paying them high and I am giving them the learning they want. So these are the two things I believe if you can give these both things to your team, then they will not leave you. They pay them the good and give them the new learning. And whatever we are teaching inside our agency, like that's I can like claim happily the one is giving at least in Pakistan. So that's
So
why they don't leave me.
I have a question here. For example, I want to build an international agency. So international level, paying them high keep some lower end on the amount that they will be spending on us. But if we hire a talent and if we pay them at international level, so I think that will be a little bit of you can say a financial issue with the service agencies, and that is I think the most common reason that whenever a person is hired or he spend like 5 to 6 months and get into that level where he can be hired at an international agency, he transfer from the agency that he's working on and he start working with an outside agency or you can say an international agency. So how what do you think about that, or is that really matter, or uh, what will be your answer to that?
So in this scenario, like uh, we are paying really good at it, but still international uh, agencies, you can say they pay. A few of them pay like more than us as well,
Yeah.
but there are few relaxations as well from our side which they do not provide. So once they are paying you like $2,000 per month, then they are making sure that they take that kind of work from your side. So there are some relaxations as well once you work with your home agency. So this is the very first thing. Second thing is uh, people really like they there are some people who will leave you. So that's what I have learned. It doesn't matter you are paying them really high. It doesn't matter you are like teaching them whatever you have learned. They will still leave you. So
Hmm.
your hiring process should be strong at this stage. Like उनको आपने जो है वो हायर ही नहीं करना. So
Yeah.
that's how it is going to work. So in on the HR side, like on the hiring human resource side, you have to put some really uh, uh, good procedures in place. So you can eliminate those people at least like 80 to 90%. 10% जो है वो फिर भी आ जाएंगे, but you will find out कि हाँ he is not going to work for long period of time. So make a process of like 4 to 5 steps and make it hard ताकि जो है वो आप ऐसे लोगों को शुरू में ही जो है वो eliminate कर दें and keep those people who wants to work long term with you and at some point yes after like 3 years it is now it is your responsibility to make sure that their financial goals are meeting and their like dreams are coming true. So it is another responsibility you have to take for whoever is um, growing with you, coming with you for a longer period of time.
Yeah, I think so. I will have a question here, like in terms of Ecom Fleet, when we are talking about the HR policy. So, can you just tell us a little bit about what are some, you can say, some extra benefits that are not offered by international agency, and then we can add that into our policies or our benefits, which can help us sustaining the talent for a longer time. So कुछ ऐसे कुछ दो तीन पॉइंट्स ऐसे जो आपकी तरफ से ऐड हो जाएं, and that can actually make a difference for someone.
Uh, to be honest, like there are no, and I mean, extra benefits comes when once someone is working like with you for a longer period of time. तो उसमें जो है वो हम एक्स्ट्रा बेनिफिट्स जो है वो डेफिनेटली अलाउ करते हैं, ठीक है। मोर पेड लीव्स हो गई, आपकी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस टाइप चीज हो गई, ठीक है। अ, अ, मतलब इसी तरह की कुछ चीजें हैं जो कि कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड जो है वो करता है अलाउ, ठीक है। जो बेनिफिट्स जो है वो प्रोवाइड करता है, लाइक ओवर ओवर टाइम, पेड ओवर टाइम हो गया, ठीक है। मतलब इसी तरह की चीजें हैं। But on the other hand, like we make sure that we are cutting your cost for the time जो कि आपने नहीं लगाया. So we are tracking you. So
Hmm.
जो time आपने हमें दिया है, we are only paying you for that time only. तो अगर हम आपको extra overtime का pay कर रहे हैं, then we make sure that you are giving us the complete hours you have committed with us.
Yeah, that makes sense totally. And I was exploring the Ecom Fleet website, and I came to know about the term recruitment process outsourcing. So I would just, if you can shortly explain how Ecom Fleet is helping clients, or you can say agencies on that, and I think that can benefit a lot of us.
Yeah, so the RPO is something like you are an agency owner or you are a brand owner. To make it simple, you are if you are a brand owner and you want to hire some PPC expert, then we will help you out hiring that PPC expert. That PPC expert is going to work under us. We will be tracking him. We will be monitoring him on every aspect. We will be making sure that he is producing. Um he is meeting your expectations. So that part is from us, and you are the one like who is giving him tasks. So that's how we call the RPO, recruitment process outsourcing. Like if you need any person, we let us handle that part, and we will do all the process, all the HR process, and we will make sure that the person has the quality of skills. If that person is has the quality of skills and it needs enhancement, improvements, then we are the ones who will teach them, and will make sure that he is up to the mark in terms of
Yeah.
knowledge. So
Yeah,
that's the
so
like
you will
the
be adding
RPO.
some like training parts at your end to make
Yeah,
him compatible in the growing market. So I think,
yeah,
and I would like to know about the pricing part as well. Like, is it based on some recurring cost at your end from the seller side?
yeah. That's on the recurring cost. We charge a price depending on what kind of skill or what kind of how experienced person you need actually. So that's
Yeah,
depend
that
on that.
okay. Got it. Yeah, that's fair enough. So I think we spent enough time on HR part. So let's talk about a little bit on the financial side. So I think that question you have heard a lot, like how should I define my pricing strategy around my skill? Sometimes someone is selling their skill for like too much low cost, or sometimes they are undercharging. So let's take an example of, for example, Amazon PPC, let's say. So how do you think one should break down an account, and you can say assign a pricing strategy for that, and then we can talk about in general term how it can be dealt.
So basically, you need to price it down how much hours you are going to spend for that work. So that's how like we did it. Like if there is an account with a lot of SKUs, then your time uh, there you need a lot more time to actually handle that. So that's how you need to manage it, the hours you are going to spend on that account. But the hours and the price, it has to be like reasonable. मतलब इस तरह नहीं है कि you are going to spend
Hmm.
40 hours or 50 hours per week, and you will be charging the client like $5,000 or $10,000 per hour. It is not
Yeah,
going to work at all. So I do not believe in charging cheap. So that's the minimum. I have defined a minimum price for an account. So it doesn't matter if that account has like one SKUs or one SKU or
yeah,
100 SKUs. So there should be a minimum price charge to handle that account, because you have to actually there are some other costings as well instead of your time. So there are tools costs as well,
yeah,
and your team cost as well. So you need to make sure that you are meeting all of those costs. So if you are charging a client like 200 and $250 for managing PPC, then you will end up having nothing at all.
yeah,
So
yes.
like
Because you
define
have
your
like a management
pricing.
structure and you have a team down there working. So आपको वो भी
Yeah.
कॉस्ट डिफाइन करनी है साथ साथ कि आप अपनी अपने एंड पे किस तरह से वो चीज़ें फिर कॉस्ट को भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे होगे. So what should
Hmm.
be like a minimum you can say as per current market for an Amazon PPC account, let's say, with 3 to 4 SKUs, a normal brand. And do you also, there is one more thing, like people associate the cost with some percentage, like percentage of spend and the percent,
हाँ जी,
someone is charging you in percentage of revenue. So how do you see
मैं
that?
उसी पे आ रहा था। हाँ, मैं उसी पे आ रहा था एक्चुअली। सो लाइक आई विल नॉट से एनी कॉस्टिंग हियर, क्योंकि फिर वो सब पकड़ लेंगे और बोलेंगे कि जी बस कह दिया ईशान भाई ने बोला है तो आप जो है वो उसको फॉलो करते हैं, ठीक है? तो आई विल नॉट से एनी काइंड ऑफ प्राइसिंग। इट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन योर स्किल and your own uh, uh, expenses. तो आपको वो खुद ही डिफाइन करनी है कि अगर इतनी हो तो let's take that client in and let's grow, and then we will increase the price later once the client is satisfied. So should be your strategy. Like there is no fixed formula
Hmm.
कि जी आप ये फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करेंगे और सब पे ये अप्लाई हो जाएगा, नो। आपको खुद से दिमाग से अपने दिमाग से सोचना है कि व्हाट इज माय करंट कंडीशन, एंड मेरा अपना एक्सपेंस क्या है, ठीक है? अब कुछ कुछ का एक्सपेंस जो है वो 2 लाख होगा, कुछ का 10 लाख होगा।
Yeah,
तो एक फिट फार्मूला नहीं है किसी के लिए।
yeah. I was
और
coming to
सेकंड पार्ट
that.
जो है, यस।
Yeah, please continue.
Second thing is, yes, we are actually moving our charges model to the revenue sharing model. So there are some very few clients we are testing this part out, like कितने परसेंट जो है वो होना चाहिए, जो कि एक क्लाइंट के लिए भी विन विन हो और हमारे लिए भी विन विन हो। बट आई हैव सीन द इंटरनेशनल एजेंसीज, स्पेशली द पीपीसी, दे आर चार्जिंग $1,000 per month fix and the 7% of ad spend, but they are actually using some AI tools। तो जो है उस टूल की कॉस्ट भी है अगेन, ठीक
Yes.
है? तो टूल भी जो है वो कुछ टूल जो है 500 पर मंथ, एंड अगर आप $5,000 से ऊपर स्पेंड चले जाता है आपको, तो वो फिर 3-4%, 3 से 4% के दरमियान जो है वो चार्ज करते हैं आपको एड स्पेंड का। But there are few agencies who are charging you actually the fixed cost and increase in PPC sales. If we talk about the PPC, specifically
Hmm.
PPC only, so the fixed amount may be 500 or 1,000, then increase in PPC sales, यानी कि अगर आपकी आज सेल्स जो है वो 10,000 है और आप उन्होंने 50,000 कर दिए हैं, then they will be charging you a percentage of that 40,000. So this is the second model I have seen. Third model I have seen is the revenue share, like 1% or 2% of the overall account revenue share.
Hmm.
So these are the like few models I have seen, and we are actually testing these models, how we can implement those, because it is really hard to follow these models, especially once you are a Pakistani agency.
Yeah.
So you have to make your presence like an international agency. Then you can charge these things. Otherwise, no one is going to like give you the revenue share or the PPC ad spend share or anything.
Yeah, I think you really summed that up. But I would like to ask one question here. So when we were talking about the, like, for example, if I have an agency and I have a different costing structure, so should I in some way relate it to the total percentage or profit percentage of the uh, agency? For example, if like how much profit percentage should I have in my revenue? So I have to cut down the team cost and everything. So is there any specific range that you would like the agency owner to focus on? Just say, for example, 50 to 60% or 60 to 70% range we should have like in revenue and profit of the agency.
Uh, I don't think so. Like personally, I can be wrong. Like I do not believe in the percentage in the start for at least 2 years. As I said, just put back everything you are earning right now.
Yeah,
Just take
no,
out.
let me correct my question a little bit.
Hmm.
So I'm talking about like if I ignore the owner's share, let's say I keep my share aside, and now I have to pay the staff and each and everyone. And now what profit margin should I have in mind on my books so that I can either be a little bit, you can say, satisfied, or I can focus more on expansion and either improving the clients or charges with the clients. So let's say if I have, at the end of the month I have like 50 to 60% margin. So is that a good number, or how you are looking into that?
Yeah, so in the services business, like your profitability has to be a little high. I would say like minimum 60% should be
Hmm.
there, minimum. Uh, and from that 60%, take 10% with you and reinvest like 50% back and keep doing it for at least 2 years. So you can have a solid foundation on everything. And make sure you have at least 1 years of expenses of your agency in your
Yeah,
company bank account at least. So if uh, khuda na hasta like anything happens, you can still smoothly run your agency. Most of the time this is ये काफी बड़ी मिस्टेक है जो कि एजेंसी ओनर्स करते हैं,
बिल्कुल।
स्पेशली जो न्यूबीज हैं, कि वो सारा कुछ निकाल लेते हैं एंड जो है वो अगर कहीं से भी कोई क्लाइंट चला जाता है या कोई पेमेंट लेट हो जाती है तो दे स्ट्रगल अलॉट। तो ऐसा नहीं करना आपने। मेक श्योर यू हैव समथिंग एज अ बैकअप फॉर एटलीस्ट like keep start with the 1 or 2 months and like keep banking the money which can like cover your cost for at least 1 year. So once you
Yeah,
have that part completed, like आपके पास 1 साल के जो है वो कंपनी एक्सपेंसेस हैं, then then you can like look for other investments कि अब आप जो एडिशनल पैसे हैं वो किसी और इन्वेस्टमेंट्स में जो है वो डाल दें, या अपनी जो मार्केटिंग को जो है वो आप ज़्यादा तेज स्पीड अप कर दें। तो ये कुछ डिसीजंस हैं जो आपको तब लेने होते हैं, बट फॉर नाउ जस्ट बैंक फ्यू सेविंग्स टू एक्चुअली बैक अप योर एजेंसी।
absolutely. Yeah, because you have a team and you have to take care of them. Like वो हम पे ट्रस्ट कर रहे हैं, सो हमें भी एक बैकअप इतना हो कि आपको 1 साल तक कम से कम वो कवर कर ले। तो I think it totally makes sense, and I think it will be a very good advice to all the newcomers that are joining, or you can say forming the agencies. So I think
Yes.
we are almost at the 1 hour mark. So let's finish it with one final question, and then we will take some questions as well. But I would like to ask one question here. So we have seen a lot of changes coming from 2020, then 21, 22. So I think so. I would like to hear like how you are seeing 2023 in the e-commerce space, and what new shifts and what new challenges or what new areas you are seeing where people can shift and focus on, and you can say create like a USP for them.
Yeah, so for the 2023, uh, there will be so many न्यू एजेंसीज जो कि बंद हो जाएंगी. दैट्स अ बिटर ट्रुथ because they formed an agency uh, just to enjoy. तो जो आई चलाई करने वाले हैं जो कि बस मतलब कि ठीक है, एक क्लाइंट पकड़ा, 2 माह चलाया और फिर उसको जो है वो खत्म कर दिया, छोड़ दिया, फिर नया क्लाइंट पकड़ लिया, तो वो काफ़ी सारे क्लाइंट्स जो हैं वो काफ़ी सारी एजेंसीज़ जो हैं वो अ, काफ़ी स्ट्रगल फेस करने वाली हैं.
Yeah,
The
bitter truth.
the yeah, so the ones who are providing quality, they will they will remain. क्योंकि उन्होंने जो है वो ये पिछला साल काफ़ी हार्ड देखा है, बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड देखा है. काफ़ी स्ट्रगल्स फेस की हैं. तो दिस अपकमिंग ईयर्स, नॉट द 2023 बट आई वुड से कि 2024 के एंड तक जो है देयर विल बी फ्यू नेम्स इन पाकिस्तान जो कि जाने चाहेंगे कि लाइक इफ यू वांट टू डू अ क्वालिटी वर्क देन गो with that agency. And another bitter truth is going to be for people who are looking for a quality work that the agencies who are really doing good, they will stop taking clients from Pakistan. So that's what I am like forecasting, predicting. Because I have personally stopped taking client from Pakistan already,
Mhm.
6 or 8 months back. तो ये एक जो है वो काफी लड़ाई चलने वाली है.
Yeah, I never took a
Upcoming,
client from Pakistan.
yeah. So that is going to be like my prediction for 2023 and onwards. And another thing, जो कि specifically niche focused agencies हैं, especially the PPC ones, they should start looking into some other services as well, like the digital marketing or something related to marketing, influencer
Yeah,
marketing. It can be, or it can be digital marketing, it can be email marketing. आपको उसमें देखना शुरू कर देना चाहिए because PPC cost is rising and competition is like increasing. So if you want to save yourself, then start looking into to some other services as well, which is actually directly related to your current
yeah, niche
service.
is same. Yeah,
हाँ, तो आपको उसमें देखना शुरू कर देना चाहिए क्योंकि जैसे-जैसे कंपटीशन लेवल इंक्रीज़ हो रहा है, ठीक है, देयर आर लाइक रेगुलर निचेस, न्यू निचेस जो कि आ रही हैं। बट लेकिन जो हमारा क्राइटेरिया है कि वी आर वर्किंग ऑन सम काइंड ऑफ एस्टेब्लिश्ड ब्रांड, तो वहाँ पे जो है वो काफ़ी कंपटीशन जो है वो हमें फेस करना पड़ेगा. एंड टू कवर अप दैट एंड टू एक्चुअली चार्ज अ साइड इनकम और एन एक्स्ट्रा इनकम, start doing something which is directly related to your current service.
related to marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense completely. So, Zishan bhai, we will close the session with some questions. So, Abdus Samad is here with us, and he's asking a very good question about which we talked earlier. So, he want to know, like, can you explain the funnel part in detail that we discussed earlier for digital marketer?
Yeah, so for the
I
funnel part, if you
think
are a
we will need
digital mark,
another session for that.
yeah, for sure. But to answer this quick, it is a very like there are few steps. uh, Offer a free service like the free PPC auditing service. Okay. Or before that, like how the really good agencies are doing it, they are actually developing some sort of white paper, and there is a bunch of information related to the listing optimization, and then they are putting their QR code or their email for the free PPC
Mhm.
audit. And once they give you audit, then they pitch you their service. Okay, these are the areas you are lacking and we can help you with that. And once the seller receives that audit, they see, okay, yeah, he is correct, let's take their service. So this is the actually simple funnel part, what the big agencies or the big service providers are actually doing.
Yeah, perfect. I have one more question from Shahrukh. So,
Mm.
okay, Hiring highly skilled people with corporate versus training. So I think we already covered that question in our discussion. So Shahrukh, I think you should go back and watch the discussion, and I hope we answered that question, Zishan bhai, right?
Yeah, yeah, we did actually.
Yeah. And we have one more question from Ali. So, what should I care most while building a virtual team slash agency? So, I think that is a good question because when we are working in a Pakistani space and building a virtual team, so we face a lot of challenges because the quality of work is not that much good. So, what will be your suggestion here?
Yeah, so if you have done that work by yourself, then you know how much time it will take to do it. So you must use tools like for the project management, use ClickUp or Asana, and for the productivity management, use Time Doctor or HubStaff. So make sure you are using those tools and track your team like what they are doing. Recently, Time Doctor has allowed like that the recording as well, video recording as well.
Yeah,
So it's now you can see what your team is doing. So like check back time to time or once in a week, like what your team is doing. So that's how you can actually get the productivity out of your team, and in fact allow them some sort of idle hours as well. So,
yeah.
but
So
most
they
of the
can feel
time
a
you
little
can,
bit relaxed.
uh, yeah,
Yeah,
give them the tea time and like lunch time within that 7 or 8 hours space, and but still you can track those and make it proper in a proper format. So if they are going for a tea, then they should be using the tea button on
mm,
their Time Doctor, their section. So that's how you can actually track your team, and that's how you can actually uh, uh, achieve what you are looking for. And uh, like your team is what worth like building. अगर आपकी टीम अच्छी है ना, तो then you are in somewhere in like clouds. Okay, you are
yeah,
satisfied. You now your team is doing really good. But being an agency owner, there are so many responsibilities to be honest, जो कि बहुत कम लोग या फिर काफी लोग तो बात ही नहीं करते कि being an agency owner, there are so many responsibilities on the client side as well and on the team side as well. Because जो आपकी टीम है वही आपका एसेट है, तो आपको
to be
ये मेक
honest,
श्योर
yes.
करना है कि योर अगर आपके क्लाइंट सेटिस्फाई हैं तो आपकी टीम भी आपसे सेटिस्फाई हो। अगर आपकी टीम सेटिस्फाई नहीं है तो इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली द टीम के जो है वो छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, इट्स अबाउट यू एज वेल। So
Yeah,
make sure they are satisfied on the financial part as well and on the behavior part as well, on the ethics part as well.
yeah,
तो कुछ चीज़ें जो हैं वो आपकी भी बीइंग एन एजेंसी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हैं, तो आपको मेक श्योर करना है कि आप वो परफॉर्म करें। अगर आप वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे, तो आई एम सॉरी, जो है वो आप टीम आपकी आपको छोड़ के जाएगी ही जाएगी, बिकॉज़ फॉर फ्यू पीपल मनी इज़ नॉट एवरीथिंग।
yeah.
Uh,
Respect.
they need
I, I,
respect.
I, yep. I summed up as like you work for the people, people don't work for you. So I think
Yeah,
there can not be any better statement than that. So
agree.
I think Zishan bhai, we are at 1 hour 5 minute mark. So we are done with all the questions as well. So thank you, Zishan bhai, for this amazing session, and I hope it added value a lot for the agency owners and for the new freelancers. So we'll be coming back with more sessions as well. And thank you, Zishan bhai, for your time.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, guys.